Hello, everybody! Surprise! Yeah, this is not my normal time to stream. And I told you that was going to happen a lot. It is official Tour de Fleece. I haven't watched the race today. What I'm doing is recording it and then watching it the day after. But I did spin this morning. I worked on my Roberta, which I have all set up in the living room with the TV so I can watch it. And, oh, I can't reach it. It's way over here. Sorry about that. And I am on the Roberta. I am spinning a Shave 'em to Save 'em fiber, which is called fleece. It's called a Clune Forest. That's the breed. But I have shown this vendor before. The lady who processes all of these wonderful rare breed Shave 'em to Save 'em breeds. It's Tunis, Arizona Tunis, AZ Tunis, and she does this fleece with a face label, and she always has the sheep face. I can't say that. The sheep face on there. And look at this. This wonderful white sheep has this very stunning black face. So that's Clune Forest. And I have 8 ounces of it. I'm only required 4 ounces for the Shave 'em to Save 'em, but I found out it was a little iffy buying just 4 ounces. You just couldn't have any waste at all, and sometimes these aren't exactly 4 ounces, so I have gone to buying 2 of them, and I have no problem with having extra fiber, right? No problem with that at all, with extra yarn. So I took off 2 ounces, and one of the things we need to do is show that we spin every day by showing progress. Well, starting today the bobbin's empty. It's going to be very easy, but each day with the bobbin it's easier just to go ahead and show a weight, right? So I had the empty bobbin weighed, and I'll weigh the one that shows what I spin. But my goal is to spin 2 ounces of this each day. It will take me 4 days to do the 8 ounces. I will spend 2 ounces a day. It'll take me a day, maybe more, to ply. So, it's basically a first week project. And in order to get through everything I need to do for the Tour de Fleece, to meet my goal, I need to have basically 2 projects going on at the same time. I need to do this in the morning, and then if I stream, I have my aura. We'll get to that in a minute. And I have what you see sitting back here, a California variegated mutant that I home processed into bats. And there are 2 different colors because there were 2 different sources. So this first source was the lighter gray color, and I'm going to be spinning that first. So I've spent all morning long watching other of the Twitch streamers streaming spinning. I'm sure there's a couple more still going on right now. I hope that as we get this thing rolling and starting, that we will get more and more viewers, and maybe even find some new ones that have no idea what we're doing and come and talk to us about it. All right. I am spinning, and you can't see the bat over there. I have it over on the table. This is one bat. And I did weigh these bats. I've already stripped a piece off of it. But truly, I only was weighing the bats to record the processing for myself. Right, the weight of the bats itself wasn't exactly for any of the goals of the Tour de Fleece, just how much I was going to spin in total. But this, just to give you an idea, I have to get my my scales over here, and it's zeroing. And my cat just came in to see me, so we're going to have a visit from Newman here in just a sec. It's 1.3 ounces, probably closer to maybe 1.6 after I've stripped off some of this. That is a big bat for my drum carter. Let me go back to the... Are you going to come up and see me? Are you? I'm not real sure. I think I want this other one so that I can show you on the camera. Oh, you going to sit down there? You want to come up here? Come on. You haven't been on camera for quite a few streams. Yeah. I think he's a little angry with me. I took away one of his toys. He had, unfortunately, a skink. The skink is alive and got away, but will have to grow another tail. And sadly, that's what happens. Skinks are set up to do that. That's how they get away from them. There we go. Let's put your pretty face. Oh, there you are. Yeah, you go ahead and purr right into the mic. Yeah, how are you today? It's been a long time. I've shut you out of it. I know. I've shut you out of the stream room, haven't I? That's just because. I don't know what it is about me talking. He's like, when you're a mom and you're trying to talk on the phone and the kids are going, Mom, Mom. He hears me talking on the telephone. He comes and sits in my lap. He hears me talking and I don't have the door closed. He comes and sits in my lap if I'm streaming. This is Newman. Not fiber providing mascot. He's too short a hair. Oh, need the good head scritch, huh? Yeah, need the good head scritch. Yeah. Oh. Make your ears itch. You need to show your face. You need to look at the camera. Don't look at me. Look at the camera. Look over here. Look over here. Yeah. There you go. Show off your pretty whiskers. Show off your pretty whiskers. Uh-oh. I made the camera go wonky. Does that feel good? Oh, thank goodness he's got a scratch spot in the back. It's time for this flea medicine. It gets put on. Yeah, you tell him. Don't itch it anymore. But I thought maybe it was a tick when I felt it. It's not. Nope, it's not. Anyway, we have to put flea medicine on him right here once a month. And he's not real fond of that, but boy, it works. Yeah. Keeps the fleas off of everybody, doesn't it? Yeah. Oops, sorry. There you go. You get out of the camera. Yeah, you get out of the camera. You go slide off, because I got my feet up on the treadles, don't I? Yeah. So I'm going to spin this bat of, it's abbreviated CVM all the time. It stands for California Variegated Mutant. It is an American breed. It is a rare breed. It's in threatened status from the Livestock Conservancy. It's in their passport, and I got this fiber from one of their breeder providers for the passport, and it is not the first CVM I've worked with. I have spun it a number of different times over the years that I've been spinning, but I had two that have this one, which was new, and then another one which had been washed but was really in need of processing. It was a big fleece, and I just had never taken the time to do it. And so I am going to put those together for the sweater spin, and I'm going to see if I have this written down here somewhere, talking about how much I'm going to be doing. Yes, I have my notes. Absolutely. You're going to go? Don't sit on my fiber. You can go wherever you want, but don't sit on the fiber. Go on. Okay. Okay. Well, I sort of am cat-proof clothes here. All right. Let me see if I can find my notes. That's what I have these little sticky things on for. The sweater spin is 746 grams or 26.3 ounces. That is the 2 CVM fibers. So it is half of the total of what I said I would spin for the total 3 weeks of the turd fleece. The total is 53.5 ounces, and 8 ounces of that is what I just was talking about, the Clune Forest. So, yeah, we got a big spin to do for this CVM, and with that in mind, I will be spinning it on stream probably, if not daily, very frequently. Okay, so you're going to get tired of gray, but we have a deadline, right? We have a deadline, so we have to do it. Let's see here. So the bat I was talking about is the top side is always gorgeous, really gorgeous. It ends up getting things stuck on the back side. It gets packed down into it, and it's not quite as pretty, and you get your little shortcuts and everything like that. Sometimes I will clean some of this off and, not spin it, but it just depends. Some are better than others. This one is pretty good, and I hate throwing anything away, but one of the reasons I'm being a little careful is because I want to try and spin this long draw. I have 2 goals for this spin. 1, to spin it long draw, and 2, get as much yardage as I can of the 26 ounces, and 3, I said 2, but I have 3, try and spin it to a specific gauge, around 11 reps per inch. I was just now doing a little bit of it here, and I'm going to put my camera back, sorry about the movement, and go from there. And I have taken, and I'll show you the next one, but I've taken a piece off the side of the bat and really drafted it, pre-drafted it a lot. Okay. Alrighty, let's see how this goes. I started it a little bit. You can just barely see it because the big bobbin is hiding it a little bit, but let's get this going. 2 things. I got to make sure my wheel is set up pretty good for the right pull in, and that was a bad join. I have to do pinch and pull to get a good join. Takes a little bit to get going on a long draw. And there's a lot of stop and start to the long draw. Okay, Here we go. Since this is home processed and it's roving from the bat, it is going to have bumps. It's going to have lumps and bumps. Now, the second strip I'm going to take off, I'm going to try not pre-drafting so much. I'm getting it too thin, I think. So, I want to try and see if I can get it thicker. I probably could if I did a pinch and pull. I can do a long pinch and pull, like this. That works real well. But the reason, even though I'm not, doing a zip real fast long draw like you see sometimes, the reason this is still a woolen spun yarn is because let me go the other way, thank you, is because the twist isn't being stopped near the orifice, it's being stopped all the way back here by the drafted fiber. That's what makes it woolen. And it's associated with long draw. Okay. Now, see here? I'm also getting a lot of twist in this. But I'm still working on getting this set up a little bit. I cannot put this down anymore. I cannot go... I can go this one. I can change this one. Let's try that and see if that makes a difference. Because it's pulling in too much. All right. Still not getting a whole lot of twist that time. Okay, I'm going to put my music back up. I need it. The other problem I'm running into, since this is home processed, and I washed it, what I thought was really good, but it's got some lanolin in it. Now, that's not a bad thing, per se. You know, the true Aran wools that they would wear out on the fishing ships and fleets and everything had a lot of lanolin. It kept the fishermen dry in a very wet environment. So, there's nothing really wrong with that. It is a little sticky to spin. This is an extremely bouncy fiber. I mean, it's just got a lot of life to it. I would like to find a rhythm, and I suppose practice makes perfect, and after 26 ounces I probably will have a pretty good rhythm. But one of my problems is I think I'm fighting this wheel, asking it to do what I want it to do. Its pull-in is just too intense for this style of drafting. But I need the big bobbins. Of course, if I would make a new bobbin every day, I could do it on the Roberta, but its pull-in is just as bad. So I'm really caught without anything that doesn't have a lot of pull-in. The The other thing is I want to spin fast, and that is something else that can help me not get it get the twist right and get it even, is if I can keep a really even treadling. Now, the way I can check, ooh, that gray is pretty. That's going to be pretty. The way I can check is called a control card, and it looks like this. And see all those lines? Each of those lines have numbers. You can sort of see there. The theory is, if I want a 2-ply yarn that is 11 wraps per inch, then I take the 11 and multiply it by the number of plies, which is 2. So I want to spin a single that's around 22. Hello, Karen, and welcome. You haven't spun before except for some plying in months. Oh, until this morning. I'm sorry, you are a spinner, but you just haven't had time. Yeah. And it took me a few minutes to get the take up correct. You're not out of practice. Your wheel also changes with changes in environment and humidity and everything. Depending on what kind of wheel it is, but any wood wheel will change. I have an Ashford Traditional that is just horrendous, even a week, if it sits a week, and I go back and I have to fiddle. So this, I'm going to try and see if I'm around 22. My 22 is right there where my thumb is. And what you do is you lay it over that line. If you can't see any of that line, you're fine. You're at what it's going to be. I can say that that's true here. Okay, it's going to glare and be hard to see. But I can also say it's true. That's the 22. I can also say it's true of the 20 and the 24. So it's really not, it's only a very broad thing that says you're spinning about a single that you want to get a 2-ply yarn of what you want. It's a broad use tool. At least I have a general feel that I'm not spinning lace weight. The other thing is, I have spun so many years, I can pretty well tell when I'm spinning a single what kind of 2-ply I'm going to get with it. And the third thing is, you have to remember every fiber washes up different. And so because of that, you might lose wraps per inch when you ply it. It's good to see you again. I know I don't say your name right, Karen, but and it's been a long time since you've been able to join me. So tempting to go back to the pinch and pull, but if I want a sweater yarn, I want that airiness to a yarn. It's subtle, but it's what I want the yarn to be. So I have to keep going back to letting the twist run all the way down to the fiber supply. There is nothing wrong with spinning by feel, and I call that spinning to let the fiber tell you what kind of yarn it wants to be. After a while, though, if you have the same yarn over and over and over again, and you are a knitter or whatever, you want to use your yarn, you're going to find that all of a sudden there are projects that you really want, a lace weight, or you want a bulky yarn. I am currently knitting a rug with yarn that is 6 wraps per inch. I intentionally made it extremely bulky. So, it's good to be able to know how to do it and practice it. But when we have, we're busy and we only have a little bit of time to spend, we want to sit down, we want to relax and enjoy it. Enjoy the fiber, all of that, right? It's absolutely better. You just spin what you want to spin in the way you want to spin. The way you always spin. I am going to have a lot of waste as I do these bats. And just because it's called a sweater spin doesn't mean I'm going to get the probable 12 to 1400 yards that I need. I will probably have to do other wools with it, and that's okay. I can make sure I spin. That's another reason for being able to control exactly how you spin, because that means if you don't have enough yarn for one project, you can make more, or make it, or use a yarn where you have specifically made it that way. Karen says, it's been busy. I wrote a whole novel since I've been here last, and it's been submitted to a publisher, waiting for a response. That's why I know you, from our talking on Discord too. Good. Ow, what great progress. Yeah, or spin the way the fiber wants to be spun. Sometimes it simply won't go as fine as I'd like. Yeah, some of that is the fiber, and some is the processing. How is it processed? Because top will spin thinner than roving. And if it's drum carded like this is considered roving. These fibers are all jumbled up. They're not going to be straight lined, even if you pre-drafted some. I am so happy to hear your novel is sent in, and I'm really wishing you luck on that. How's it feel to sort of have some free time now? I'm not real happy with that little bit there, but oh well. No such thing as free time. Brainstorming the next novel. Okay. Will it be a sequel, or is it just like a whole new thing? But I can do that while you spin, so it works out. Oh yeah, good thinking time. I do my thinking when I work outside, especially mowing, because it's a riding mower. It's my best thinking time. My worst problem is that I can't take notes, and I'm afraid I'm going to forget what I was figure out and think about. One of the things about this CVM is every once in a while you get one lock of a dark brown. It looks so funny. And for a while there I was pulling them out, but it does, every once in a while it does get in there. It's a new thing. Okay. You have an idea for a series, but I'm working up to it. It's a lot to figure out before I can start writing. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Single novels would be easier. I like series, but I also like kind of like a theme thing, but you can pick any of them up, if that makes sense. So you build a universe and you write within that universe, or write within those characters, but you can pick any of them up. A lot of your cozy mysteries are that way. Well, I am not happy with the pull-in on this. I really am not. Really am not. What can I do? Okay. That's sort of what you're planning. Each novel would focus on a couple, that they exist in the same world, and characters from the past and future novels would show up. Okay. Yeah. Cool. I'm trying all my ratio combinations here, because I can't find anything smooth enough to do a long draw. I have seen articles on writers who write these big worlds, like Martin, Jordan with the Wheel of Time series, George Martin, I think is what I'm trying to say, and the fact that who, I can't remember whether it was Martin or I think it might have been, that had a closet with all these little figures, and each one represented a character in all of his different novels, and that was how he did that. He almost had to role play right through these while he was writing, something like that anyway. But that's exactly what you're talking about. Boy, that's loose. What happened here? Wow. That is real loose. That might be. I didn't think. Okay. So that's just almost too loose. Huh. This is not complicated. You can do this, wheel. That's pretty good, I think. Hello, Mass Bandit. I am good today. We started a spinning event that goes for 3 weeks, and I don't know if I'm going to stream every day, but I thought I'd at least stream on the first one. It's called Tour de Fleece, and it coincides with the bicycle race Tour de France. I have actually been spinning almost all day today, not on this, but on something else. You missed a visit, Mass Bandit. You missed a visit from Newman, my cat. He may be back. I got the door open today, so I decided to let him come and go. Even for a standalone novel, it gets involved. I spent all of yesterday thinking about the two main characters, figuring out all the little things that make them real. That's right. Favorite colors, likes, dislikes, quirks. Oh, yeah. Food, birthmarks. Anything. Yeah. That's cool. What you working on today? Oh, I know what you were doing your Eeyore birth announcement. I saw that earlier. But maybe you're taking a break from that right now. I don't have a pattern in mind for this yarn yet. I will need to see how much yarn I get from the two colors of gray, and then I can decide whether I'm going to add other yarn to it, which of course will be kind of a deciding factor in what I make. So I haven't really set a pattern, not knowing how much yardage I'll get out of this. Why in the world is that song in the piano music? I guess it has a piano in the background. I'm just happy because Pretzel's I've got it fixed, whatever the problem was, where it wasn't progressing to the next song. So I'm very happy I can be on a station now and not have to listen to all sorts. It's, not any control over it. Glad I don't know if it was their problem or my problem, but I got it fixed, so that's good. Yes, you transferred, Mass Bandit said I transferred to your Afghan. I couldn't get you couldn't get the piece back in the hoop so that I could reach where I needed to, and I wasn't having a lot of luck stitching in hand and keeping it in the frame in the camera. Oh, yeah. I don't think I've seen your Afghan. Since I wasn't really watching a stream because I was watching two other spinner streamers for the Tour de Fleece. I drum carded all of the fiber for this. There's 26 ounces that I want. The goal is to spin this and ply it so it's a completed yarn by the end of the Tour de Fleece, which I think is, I don't know, it's in 3 weeks from tomorrow, I think. Whatever date that is. July 18th, maybe. Something like that. It keeps looking like I'm getting thinner. I'm actually not. I'm not. Yeah, it's, as long as I stay in that 20 to 24 range, it should average out with the plying. Oh, thank you. I will look at that after stream. I am just thrilled to have a day at home today. It has been one of those weeks where we were gone almost every day of the week doing something. And I talk to my mom every day. And At the end of our conversation yesterday, she said, "Now, are you staying home tomorrow?" I said, "Yeah, I think I'm staying home all day tomorrow and Sunday." You know, I'm trying to figure out, okay, if I have 3 weeks, that's 21 days. I gotta spin it. Well, 2 ounces a day would, well, to give me plying time, I ought to aim for 3 ounces, and I think that's going to be 2 bats. I think that will work out to about 2 bats a day. Where's my weight here? Oh, well, see, I did my weight in grams. So, but I think that's gonna give me a lot of wiggle room to, if I do 2 bats a day, a lot of wiggle room to get the plying done and everything too. I'm gonna check something here real quick on pretzel. Alright, I'm just making sure it's actually going forward again. Okay. Not sure I'll do two. Of course, I may stay on for a while longer than 2 hours, but today is the test run. Let's see how long it'll take to spin it. 2 bats. I also don't know how much I'm going to put on each bobbin, but weighing it at the end of each day will help me figure out how to keep them even, so that I can ply and have it come out without a lot of left over. This is my most ambitious tour de fleece ever. Well, that's not, let me say that a different way. I always think I'm going to spin a whole bunch, but I actually have the potential of being able to do that this tour de fleece. I watched the race. I didn't watch today, opening day. I'll watch it tomorrow, and tomorrow's will be recorded. I'm 1 day behind because I just prefer to record it and watch it. That allows me to stop and start and get up and do whatever I have to do and that sort of thing, and not miss anything by watching it recorded. I made my, since we're focusing so much on the spinning, I made my little face picture very, very small and my spinning picture, bigger for the next couple weeks. I really won't be doing anything else but spinning for the next 3 weeks. But I may be on more often. We have 2 rest days. That's because the race itself has 2 rest days. And we have 2 challenge days because the riders are very, very challenged going up mountains. And I don't know specifically what days those are, but the rest days I will definitely use. I am not very fond of not taking a break from it, and spinning every day as much as I'm going to be spinning is going to be asking quite a bit of my body. But like I said, it's so easy for me to take my time, take a break. I have no worries about time this year. The other thing about this bouncy fiber is, in picking a pattern, I'm going to have to take that into consideration too. Because whatever I make out of it's going to be real it's the yarn is going to be. So, do I want a very loose fitting garment? You know what I love? I have a whole bunch of I have a book that has kimonos, knit kimonos, and I really truly have been thinking that that's what I will do out of this, although I don't have a specific pattern picked. I forget the author's name of that, but it's a cool book, and I've kept it because I really do want to knit 1 or 2 patterns out of it. still not quite as much twist as I want. It's staying at the 22, but I think I need a little more twist. What do I mean by bouncy fiber? It has a lot of spring. If you ever had wool or yarn that you worked with, it felt like flat, and you pull on it, and it just has no stretch to it or whatever. This, because the fiber is somewhat short stapled and has a fair amount of crimp to it, it's springy. And you can take a lock, which I don't have anymore, but you can go this way and get almost another ½ inch or whatever from just the wool lock. Well, that transfers into the yarn to some extent, especially in single like this is, but then you take another ply of it and you put it together. When you ply it, those two plies kind of cuddle up against each other, and the spring goes away a little bit more. That's what makes it balanced, and it's not quite as springy. So it's a little hard to know when you're working with a fiber that has that tendency to be springy, just how much spring bounce you're going to get out of the fiber. A lot of times, one of the things I tell people is that's what makes it feel organic, and what makes hand spun so much better, or not better, so much different than commercial spun yarn, or even mill spun yarn of from a farm flock or whatever. That bounce is just a little more something you can feel. But it doesn't happen in all fibers. It happens in wool more than, let's say, cotton or silk or something like that. It's pretty much a characteristic, a little bit of all wool, but some breeds have more than others. Thanks for asking that question, Mass Bandit. Appreciate that. This is an American breed of sheep. Unlike a lot of the breeds of sheep that they have their origins in in Europe. This had its origins in America. Its origin breed is Romandale, and the only difference between this and Romandale is always one color. And the reason this got the mutant name to it is because it has multiple colors on a fleece. It looks gray, but in truth, when you saw the fleece, It had tan and darker gray areas, and every once in a while a very dark brown, because it is a multicolored coat. And that's why it's called a variant. Very, very few people raise the Romandale anymore. When I think the Romandale I got last was a dark brown. Now, I'm not saying it's always one specific color, like Romandale's always white. They come in colors, but they're not, their coat isn't spotted, right? If they're brown, they're brown, or black, or whatever you want to call it. You know, if they're white, they're white. They don't have the multicolor. That's evidently something genetic that occurs on this CVM. My drum carder got such a workout over this last month. I carded 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 30 bats. I drum carded 30 bats getting ready for Tour de Fleece. Even I hadn't counted that up before now. I knew the weight, but yeah. I'll finish this strip and then I'm going to take a break. Stretch a little bit, and I'm not going to go off camera, but I'm going to stretch a little bit and get some water and show you a finished yarn. I'm glad I got this pull-in worked out on my wheel. It was fighting me earlier, but we got it now. Probably needed to move my bobbin. I don't have much to say because I just streamed yesterday. I'm, no, not yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Yesterday morning. And I'm going to stream tomorrow, too. That's alright. Just don't have much to talk about. The other bag of CVM that I have is darker. So I will have darker and lighter yarn. I can't really tell you. It looks like I have more of the darker. By weight, anyway. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, Carolyn, you're spinning Icelandic. Tog and Thel combined. Okay. It was a salvage mission. The fleeces were somewhat matted. I cut out the worst of it and used hand cards to make the mini bats. Wow. Was it mostly the Tog? Well, the Thel can sometimes just get it really snarled because it's so short, you know? That's really good. Mass Bandit says, I hate sharing a washer dryer. I've been waiting for almost 3 hours for somebody to get their stuff out of the washer so you can start yours. Oh, I finally decided that in order to get mine done, I'd take theirs out, so I finally have my wash in the washing. Did they even leave a basket? You know, yeah, it's just common courtesy. That's just... I don't know if I can even say been there, done that. I understand it though totally because I've lived in apartment buildings. Yeah, no basket even. Well, hubby will do that. Of course, this is our washer and dryer, but if I go out there to move it forward, there's no basket, right, to bring the dry clothes in, right? It's like, leave one out there. At least hubby does laundry. I'm not complaining. Believe me. I'm not complaining. Both were matted together, Karen says on her Icelandic. The sheep were kept for meat and milk, yes. No thought of given to the fleeces. You got a huge deal in exchange for advice and feedback. 2 years of fleeces from 10 sheep. Oh my gosh. So now they're deciding they want to find out about the fiber? Is it, they want your feedback on the fiber? Well, I've worked with Icelandic, and I have a washed fleece that I've already separated the tog out, and so I am going to go ahead and just spin carded thell with it, and it's not going to be much yarn, right? They're not that big to begin with. I don't know about yours, but after you got rid of a lot of it, probably it wasn't anyway. But the one that I'm talking about that I got was not all that big. I think it was just about 2 pounds, which is small for a sheep fleece. That was in 2018. With attention, the fleeces could be good. I don't know what they ended up doing. Did you? Yeah, you moved or haven't had contact with them. I ran into a situation years ago where I was spinning as a demo, and a gentleman came up and asked me, he said, "Are you familiar? Are you spinning wool?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Are you familiar with Icelandic fleeces?" And I said, "Well, I'm familiar with the breed and have seen fiber from it or whatever." And he says, "Well, I have 2 fleeces in my trunk, and I really would. He says, I'm not sure they're usable at all. He says, I think they're matted, but he said I'd like to have somebody give me an opinion as to whether they're usable or not." I said, "Well, sure." So we went over to take a look at them. Well, he was right. They were matted. Maybe this is a breed thing. I don't know, with Icelandics. But they were severely matted. And I said, "I'll tell you what." I said, "I have an idea." I said, "I'm going to suggest that you don't try and separate that matting, but that you increase it by felding on the one side, underside of the fleece." And I said, "It's going to end up being like a pelt without it, having to kill the animal." He says, "Seriously?" I said, "Yeah, seriously." I said, I will, if you will let me keep one." And he had a really pretty multicolored one. And, I was kind of like, "Oh, boy, would I like that." And he says, "Well, you can have the white one." He says, "If you do that to both of them," and, he says, "it's worth trying." He says, "If I can't do anything else with it, it's worth trying." And so I ended up bringing both of them home, setting up a thing out in the yard by the hose that was my source of running water. And then I took sawhorses and laid a screening on it that had, pretty much all screen, right? And an old one. And I laid that over that on the sawhorses. And I just started with the soapy squirt bottle of soapy water and the hose and a scrubby thing, right? And I just started at one end and just felted like crazy. And I just kept going back and forth over it, and it worked. I still have that fleece to this day. I need to bring that down and show it on a stream sometime. It's actually upstairs on one of my chairs in my craft room. Yeah, it was. I didn't even know if it would work. I was just totally flying by the seat of my pants, right? But it worked. and he was really happy. So maybe you want to try something like that with one of your fleeces. If you think, they're really all, if you get one that's really matted, give it a try. Yeah, I think the one I'm talking about was a decent fleece that I intended to spin. It wasn't the same breeder, and I think it was might have been a yearling. Of course, I have the advantage of living out in the country. I realize, people who are in apartments or whatever, that wouldn't be that'd be kind of mission impossible. Which way am I going here? Let's go this way. They've all been washed. You did felt okay, you felt it. I think we've talked about this before. Turns out you're not a fan of felding. Yeah. Let me tell you, it was an experience. Then it had to dry out good and everything. Yes, I remember having that discussion, and I'm sure you've heard that story before, but maybe somebody else hasn't, so. But I think you have been working on Icelandic fleeces from first time we talked on stream a year ago or whenever. Yes. Yes, that's a perfect cat bed. You've been working on since 2018. You're down to 3 large fleeces and 5 lambs and 2 medium sized that still need to be prepped out of the 20. That's great. Well, that's a lot of good yarn. The other CVM I'm going to work on, the other fleece, probably has been washed in my and stored, I would say probably for 10 years. But it seems to be, it was fine. I mean, I checked it really good as I was working with it, and it seems to be fine. You're still spinning 3 fleeces, but you hope to finish them. Oh, good. Yeah. Boop. Boop. Hi, Veggie. Hey, Boop. You missed Newman. My cat was here earlier, giving me boops. And purring into the mic. But now he's gone on to other wonderful things, whatever. I'm not sure I want to pet him right now. Anyway, my hands are a little lanolin-y, if that's a word. I've got lanolin on my fingers. And I'm not sure I want him licking that off his coat. That's good. Oh, sorry. Yeah? You know, you can't type and spin most of the time anyway. I'm just lucky because I get to talk, so you go right ahead and lurk. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. I'm already wondering at my goal of 2 bats a day. Kind of sounding like a lot. But now's the time to get it done, because the longer I go in the tour, the less happens, because we get doing things. Got a lot of our running around done this last week. Let's see, how many bats total do I have here? 1, 2, 3. Oh, well, that's good. I have 8 bats, so that works out. As long as it's an even number and I don't have to split a bat between the bobbins. Ooh, that got too thin. Let's back up and do that again. Come on, I need more twist than this. So, go around a little more often here. Come on. So either as the bobbin gets heavier or I get fatigued, we'll get less and less twist in here. Okay, another bat. Let's take a look at this pretty thing. It's all one blended color. I'm looking at texture more than anything. This side looks pretty good too. Got a little mix up here, a little bit. Oh, thank you. I need to hydrate. Appreciate that, Veggie. And it's water, not coffee. Done with the caffeine today. Poofy floof. Poofy floof. It is really poofy. Let's get more twist in this. Hopefully. More twist. There we go. Just keep a little more. What was its problem? That's not exactly hydrating cold brew, yes. Yeah, I generally have like 3 cups of just brewed coffee in the mornings. And then I may make a tea, hot or cold, or iced coffee in the afternoon. I didn't feel like it today, but I will sometimes for a little extra oomph. Oh, that's, yeah, okay. Didn't set up for plying the flies. Something you gotta set up right away, and I don't do it, and I should, but I don't. I just fill up a big old turtle copper or whatever, and then wind it off onto something to ply later. A storage bobbin. Yeah, and you wasted all the time getting it set up. Yeah, but now you should be alright. Going forward, you should save time. You ready for wheel spinning? I am not a drop spindler. Be the first to admit it. It's a novelty thing for me. A leg full of bits pulled off while I'm spinning. I know. Well, I'm showing them off. You'll see, I had to pick that out. Yeah, I know. Truthfully, if I wanted gorgeous, smooth yarn, I should have combed this, but that's alright. I want a warm sweater. I am so tired of being cold in the wintertime. I'm not sure if I'll get it, but that's the goal. And, you know, yeah, that's not to say I can't go out and buy a sweater, but that's what I wear around the house, you know, is things that I've purchased. And there is one handmade sweater out of wool, and that is technically my husband's, but I wear it because he's not real fond of it. So when I'm really cold, I get it out. But I want something that's a little, it's more of an heirloom, keep it peace because of all the cabling and everything, and I want something I can work in the house and not worry if I splatter it with something I'm cooking or whatever. Yeah, me too. Tantel, hi, welcome. In the winter, I live in sweaters I've made. I've got two for everyday wear, one very heavy color work one for very cold days. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I want something that... Oh, that's okay, Tantel. That's cool. I'm impressed. You're multitasking. That's cool. I know. I've watched a couple this morning. So. And what I really need to do is, and then if I can't watch, set up some hosting. But I haven't done that yet today. I've just been watching. But yes, Carolyn, I agree totally. I want something I can wear every day and not worry about it and let it, if, you know, I don't think CVM is exactly the fiber I should have chosen for that. It's not really the one that I can throw into the washer, but I most certainly can throw it into a sink full of soak, and, you know, roll it up in a towel and lay it out, and if it gets needing it. That looks squoosh. Yeah. It is. It's a very... I called it bouncy earlier, but seriously, I mean, this... You want to go around just hugging these bats. They are... This fiber and my drum carder kind of were a match made in heaven. It liked the drum carder. Except I got all the little short bits in it. Tantail says, I'm glad you both stayed on long enough for me to do it. It's hard to do 3 with Rogue as well. But I can just about lurk in 2. Karen says, one is a CVM. Okay. The other's Cordell. I wear one about 2 months and then switch to the other and wash the first one. I'm planning one of Cormo. Cormo and the Cordell ought to wash the best. Cormo probably the might be a little picky. But then I'm going to do another sweater sprint. I've got lots of Rambouillet. Now that one needs to be not the everyday, and you know, wear it might turn out being the one that you wear when it's really, really cold, but I'm not sure on that. Tantel says, I always find that wheel type so interesting to look at. Does the wheel double up as the whirl? Does the wheel double up as the whirl? I'm not exactly sure how to answer your question, but where the reason they have the 2, one, it does, this black one drives the bobbin, okay, but this one here is only to give you your ratios, is what it's for. So it's not really a double drive, double, because it's 2 bands, but the way it is, it's a very different design. Came out, I'm not real sure, but you know, maybe 8-10 years ago. Anyway, this one is pretty much turning this, but this here will determine how many times it goes around, right? The ratio. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question? Oh, okay. You thought the grooves on the whirl did the ratios. Okay. There's 2 on the bobbin whirl. But then, and it's not real. Somebody else asked me if it was accelerator wheel, and it's not. I mean, not technically, but it's kind of like that idea, because it changes how many times this goes around. And yeah, you really can't see the whole thing. That's a better way to see it. And you can see both the black and the green are going over the big wheel that's connected with the treadle. So they're both being affected by the treadling too. Carolyn says, hand wash and lay flat to dry, of course. I still have to wash the one I wore through the last bit of winter. Haven't had the opportunity to get the dining room table clean long enough. Yeah, that's always a problem where to put it. Everything that I hand wash, if I can't put it on a hanger, and of course I hand wash things like bathing suits and stuff like that when I go for the aquatic class, but you know, otherwise it goes on a round 2-tiered thing that I hang from my shower rod, and they pretty much have to hang on that.
Remember all the happy times we had?
Oh, you meant the wheel. Yeah, not the whirl. It's alright. This is a Magicraft, by the way. It's called an Aura. A-U-R-A.
Remember all the happy times we had?
think I've gone through the whole list of the piano music. Let me switch this to another one. Might have to check the volume here in a minute. Oh, I didn't show you my yarn. When I took a break, I was going to show the yarn off. I'll do that as soon as I finish this. What drives you more crazy? Seeing the bits on my knee or seeing them run all the way into the bobbin, knowing that they're in there. They're in there. Right? Anyway, the last couple streams I have been spinning a blend. It was 50% merino and some percent of silk and some percent of bamboo. And it's a lovely green color. Hopefully it looks green on the camera. This is what it looks like on the 2-yard skein nitty knotty, but I'll give you a close up here so you can see the shiny yarn. Ooh, shiny! I am very happy with this. I have 230 yards and it's 2-ply, so it's going to be something wonderful. I love this color and it's so soft. It's super soft. So I'm really happy with that. That it goes in Stash Dash because it had been in my stash for a while. I have not posted anything in Stash Dash yet. I thought I'd get through about halfway through Turd of Fleece, somewhere, about halfway, and start posting, because everything I'm doing can go in Stash Dash. I didn't buy anything. I mean, I'm not doing anything. I have bought stuff since it started, but I'm not doing any of it. That is 4 ounces of fiber in that skein of yarn, and I have a second 4 ounces, so I am going to have a good amount by the time I get done. Come on, go. There we go. And I don't know what I'm going to make. Something lacy. Well, veggie, maybe not that lacy. Silly girl. Yeah, no, that's... Oh my gosh, I make way more yarn than I have projects for at this point, but that'll work out. One time I tried selecting patterns, and writing it on a slip of piece of paper and putting it in with the yarn. And by the time I got around to getting that yarn out, and I had looked at Ravelry, I had probably 4 more other options. So I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'll just decide when I'm ready. But at the time, I was putting my yarns into the Ravelry database, my database. So while I was doing that, I thought, well, I'll just look at pattern ideas. Kind of like going in to a yarn store in the comfort of your own home. Yeah, I'm staying pretty good. I'm staying pretty good. You tried the same thing once, Karen? It worked for the first few, and then, yeah, changed my mind on pretty much everything else. Yeah. Now it's to decide the type of thing, find a pattern, and go look for the yarn. Well, I haven't hit that point yet. I need the yarn in hand and then look at the pattern. Mostly because my yarn is stored pretty deep. I mean, it's just really, really stored good. And so it's kind of like you have to get out one of those and work through that box and then get out another one, which is a little bit of what I've been doing. And that's commercial yarn too. That's not just hand spun. I need to get my Sock Madness patterns, because it's over with. I want to get those patterns. I got a few, most of the first ones, but I kind of gave up after a while, putting them in Knit Companion. Or actually it's my Ravelry library, is what it is. There might be a deadline on getting them. I better do that. I have a couple. Karen says most of my yarn is hand spun or reclaimed from commercial sweaters. I have 2 sweaters that I did that, reclaimed the yarn. Actually, one was a vest and the other was a sweater, but I did the vest specifically because it contained a Angora content, and the vest itself just didn't really fit me very well. It was, you know, it was a thrift shop find. And I bought it because of its fiber content. Hey, you're getting thin here. Oh, cashmere. Oh my goodness. I have not been lucky to find a cashmere sweater. But then I don't shop very much for it either. Not especially later, but in general. I think one of the reasons is I don't really look at the men's sweater. I think those are usually men's, aren't they? That might be one of my reasons I don't get it. That's really awesome, though. You know, it really is. Is that right? Okay, so if you take your sweater apart, it's very thin because of the machine knitting, right? And you need to have it thicker for your regular. Mm-hmm. But that's not a bad thing because you got to steam it anyway, and get it kind of unkinked and under control. So you know that's not too bad of an idea, really. Well, Newman never came back. I bet he went outside. Maybe he's on the porch with hubby. Cobweb weight or a little thicker straight from the sweater. Oh, I need to find one of those to try it. That's very interesting because I might try to knit a lace cobweb shawl if I ever found it. 4 strands make sport to heavy fingering, yeah. But, you know, if you want to do a shawl, of course you might have to find a couple sweaters before you finally have enough. And you have to find the right machine knit style too, so you don't have short strands. Can't have seams on the side. I am going to be so bored after this 3 weeks because I have no color to spin. I mean, it's all natural color. It's white or this gray. I have a reddish brown, another white. Oh well. One man's sweater is a ton of yarn. Okay. Seams are fine as long as they aren't serged. Oh, well, that's true. But you get all of the front in one strand and you get all of the back in one strand. I wasn't, even when I bought that one Angora one, I wasn't really 100% sure. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Gotta wait for 2 more. Maybe not. Here's one more. When I bought it, I really wasn't 100% sure the seams were right, but I lucked out and I got the yarn. So shoulders can be serged, but not side or sleeves. There's an art to taking them apart. I would imagine there are things on the internet too about that I probably could take a look at and read. You know, I like going to Goodwill, but I do avoid it. I like going for exactly that reason, and sometimes the finds that you find there that are just real oddball, and it's like, oh man, this is so cool, kind of thing, for the house or whatever. But I don't know what it is, but there is a smell in those stores that is the must and smoke from smokers. It just turns me off enough that I don't really want to shop there. And there are good consignment shops, that don't have that problem because they're very picky about what they take and everything. But they cost more. Things cost more. Oh, there's a group. Oh, okay. Unravelers. Oh, what a cute name. I'll write that down. I'll go get in that group. I may be in that group. I'm in so many groups. I may already be in it. I don't read very much at all. And there is a Ravelry group for Yarn Spinner's Tales, and it is just totally dead. I mean, I don't post, nobody talks. It's really dead. It's all on Discord now, It used to be active, but it's not anymore. Ooh, that's got thin, that got thin, that got thin. Maybe it'll get put with a thick place. Don't go so thin. You know what? I weighed this bobbin and forgot to write it down. Or did I? Nope. I didn't write it down. That's alright. I took a picture of it. It'll be in the picture. That's why I didn't write it down, because I took a picture of it. Yeah. Well, I love Ravelry for all of the organization it provides me and pattern access and all of that sort of thing. It's just not a chat area for me. Good source of information and that kind of thing. But I remember years ago, I would, on my day off, that was one of the things I would make sure I did was catch up on all the chat that was in the groups that I was in Ravelry. It was a thing then. Well, you guys can take a look and see if there's somebody streaming for Turda Fleece that you think will be on that's new. I don't want to. We can rate them if they're even if they're going to go off right away, but it'd be nice if it was somebody that's just coming on. I'm going to come back. I'm going to spin this and then take a break, get something to eat, come back and finish the rest so I can post this tonight. Yarncraft Corner. Yeah, she's been on the whole time. Same time I have. And I think that's probably who Rogue Knitter probably rated her. Because I think she's another mod or something like that for him. For the Twitch team. Yeah. She came on right around the same time I did. That's alright. I can bounce around in time slots and I may do that. Tomorrow I will definitely do my normal time, which is 3 to 5 Eastern Standard Time. I will do that. I'm not changing any of my Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday stream times. That's the only thing that's listed on the schedule if you go to my page. My regular ones. I'm not trying to post these that way because I'm not 100% sure if I'll get on or not. But I figure if I'm sitting here spinning anyway, I might as well stream. Yeah, okay. No, I'm not going to go longer either. It might be quitting time for all of us. We started pretty early this morning with you, Tantail. Early for us, not for you. By the way, you're very fun to listen to. I love your accent, and I love your voice. Very, very nice to listen to. Strawberry Party. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been talking about yarn floofs for 13, 14 years in podcasts. So, I've had a lot of floofs in my hand, a lot of different fibers. Yarn Crafters Quarters here. I should just suck it up and stay here. Stay on. Finish up the... Oh, it's only 2 more. I should finish it up. That's alright. We got a lot of time to raid this next 3 weeks. And I'm sure they'll work out a raid train. It spins so quick. It really does. It spins so quick. So, 2 more. I'm going to do it. I'm doing it. It'll be 2 bats, and then I'll weigh it. I'll take a weight. I'll have to look at the picture to find out what I started with. I think it was... Well, I don't know specifically. I think it was around 7 ounces. These are heavy bobbins because they're wood. Very heavy bobbins. Oh, that got thin. What happened here? Oh. Oh, it's going too thin. Why is it doing this? Don't do this. Be prepared. Okay. Aww. She went back and got her people. Dark Crafts Corner, that is so cool. I thought you had closed your stream out. Thank you for the raid. There's Tantel, double dipping. Yarn Crafts around Yarn Crafter's Corner. Bringing the yarn and love. And guess who came to say thank you? We got Mishkin here. Yeah. You both went longer. It was funny. That is funny. Jane Wayne. And you saw you were... Yarn Crafter's Corner said, I saw you were going on for longer, so I figured I'd come on by. Thank you so much. You decide pretty much at the same time. Come up here, cat. Come up here and say hi. Come here. Hi, Cotton Spun. Come on, kitty. Come on, Newman. Come on. Come on. Oh, he's playing hard to get. He's got to rub over. This is mine, and this is mine. He's got to rub everything. Kitty, come here, Coral. Noises. Kitty, come here. Hey, buddy. What? What you being shy about? Am I talking too loud? Come on, buddy. Oh, got an itch. It's got a spot right behind his ear. It's bugging him. Take a look at his ear. Come on. Want to come up here? Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to get my fiber out. If you don't, all right. You missed your chance. We'll get him. He'll come up here. He's just got to pretend he's not going to. Yeah. You're just going to pretend you just don't want to sit on my lap. Well, I think we are closing the day out good, aren't we? We've had quite a day with our streaming. Everybody's streaming today. You coming up here? This is the last piece of a second bat of stuff I drum carded. And it's for the sweater spin. Yeah, he'll sit on your fiber if you let him. I have a clip in my thing that shows him sitting on silk that I had on the table over here. He just went over there and plopped right down on it. You're gonna get your whiskers if you keep rubbing that wheel. You better not. He does. He's a tuxedo. He's a very handsome boy. Well, what's fun, a Snoring Cat, her cat is same markings, but I think it's a girl. He's over there lounging now. So everybody get a lot of fiber spun? You happy with your day's production? Yarn Crafter's Corner, what you spinning? Because I didn't get a chance to see you on stream today. Oh, thank you for the follow, Jane Wayne. Appreciate that. Are you gonna come up here? Come on. Come on. Come here. Hey. Oh, come on. Yeah, come on. Do it. All right, do it. There you go. Show off a little bit. Spun a bit of the Teeswater floof. Oh, nice. That sounds nice. Tantail, about 25, 26 grams. That's a lot. Cat colonization complete. Gotta look in the camera. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Chantel said I didn't do it anymore since the stream. Mostly watched folks and did a little knitting. Yeah. Kitty love. Kitty love. Let me turn the music down. You can hear him purring. Yeah. If you go purr. That's it. Just purr right in the mic. Mm-hmm. I missed a follow from Dyed Violet. Thank you. I'm going back up on the chat here. Yeah. Contented Kitty motorbike. I was so close to being done. I was so close. Everything stops for cuddles. Yeah, I do. I have to close the door and not let him in if I really want to get things done during the stream. Or I don't want him on whatever I'm working on. He does not share well. I mean, I cannot knit. If I have anything knitting on my lap, he just sits down there and he just kind of keeps pushing, like, get this out of the way. He does not share a lap well. He doesn't have to. He's the only cat. He doesn't have to share. Show him your pretty eyes. Nope, you got them closed. Right, Tantel. If you want Toby to visit, he won't. But if I don't, he'll be on the keyboard. That's, yes. There are other streamers that are the same way. The cat just kind of keeps creeping on the keyboard. He can't get on my desk. It just... He probably could, but he doesn't. He's good. He doesn't get on the desk. All right. There we go. Uh-oh. Oh, right there. Oh, right there. Yeah. Oh, that's a good spot, isn't it? Toby likes to send cryptic messages to streams sometimes. Yes. Yes. We don't understand their communication, do we? Send more tuna. You've fallen off, aren't you? Yeah. And there's no sense of time. I'm supposed to sit here and let you go to sleep. Right. That's what I'm saying. He's like, I'm good. I'm good. What's your problem? Except his poor one foot won't, because he's used to me being on a recliner, with my feet up, so he doesn't slide that way. Hi, Mass Bandit. We finally got Newman back. Oh, I'm glad your laundry's all done. I hope. Yes, he came back. He was on earlier, but I think you missed him. This is Newman. Spelled Newman. The Humane Society named him. They gave him a new life, so they named him Newman. All right, all done? That was nice, thank you. Yay! Very good. Oh. All right, guys. I'm working on this. I'm going to get this a little bit done, and I'm going to take the bobbin off and weigh it. I'll let you know what we got done. It's probably not as much as it looks. It's a nice fluffy yarn. But that'll be what I post in Discord as well, under the daily, as well as I have 2 ounces of a Clune Forest on a bobbin from my Roberta bobbin. So those are the 2 things I got done. So it is a good day of spinning. I spun all day. I doubt I'll spin this much every day. I should tomorrow, though. I don't really have anything else going on except streaming again. That'll be 3 o'clock Eastern time. What time is it? It's 4. So you can look at your clock and judge what time that would be for you all. For Cantel, I think that's kind of late. Evening. You're going to be working tomorrow? Okay. Yeah, 9 p.m. Yeah. I have a number of people that catch me that are in British Isles somewhere, and Scandinavia once in a while. So I'm used to the 6 hours, about 6 hours or so. Five hours for you. Yarn Crafters Corner, hopefully you're still here. Thank you so much again. You're going to do amazing things for my numbers on Twitch. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. But I need to get up and move. been sitting too long. Well, that's eerie music. Alright, let me look in the photo here and see what the thing was. .46. I'm going to say 7.5 ounces for the bobbin alone. 7.5. So I have to subtract 7.5. Yeah, that is 2 bats, and the bats are they're a little over 1 ounce that my drum carder does. That's a bat. So we'll see. That's another thing I'm kind of curious about, how many yards. Well, it's single, but still, that I'm going to get out of the different weights, out of the different bats. 10.1. 10.1 ounces. Oh, math. Got to do math. That would be 2.6 ounces. And, I mean, that makes sense. That's about what I said. Each bat is about 1.3 ounces. So I didn't throw away that much, in spite of everything that was all over my pant legs, you know. It is a very big bobbin. It's a Magic Craft Aura, and you know, this bobbin could actually hold. Oh, hello, wrong camera. Could actually hold lots. See that? That's why I bought this spinning wheel, for great big spins. So what I'll do in the stream tomorrow is the same thing, except I'll start with another empty bobbin and spin 2 more bats. Thank you, everybody, for joining me, and I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their day. So, thank you. Sheep kaboom. Thanks for the follow. Thank you, everybody. Bye. Happy spinning.